The 2024 Minnesota Vikings team was a weird one because you knew they were good. However, you looked at those games and thought, man, they barely won that game. And that happened throughout the season. We knew that Sam Darnold was definitely being carried by a very good team around him. And I think the open market contract that he signed with the Seattle Seahawks, while still very good, definitely was indicative of that exact situation. Fast forward to the playoffs where, hey, the Vikings are pretty good. The Rams, they're a little banged up. They don't really have a complete team anymore. You're probably thinking the Vikings win this game, and no. Sam Darnold, with his near-league topping, almost 3 seconds to throw per snap, had no answers. Looked like a deer in the headlights when the Rams dismantled that offensive line, and honestly, the Rams were dismantling almost every offensive line, so it's kind of valid. And with that, the Vikings said, no. We like what we got with JJ McCarthy. It is time to move on. Sam Darnold, we appreciate you. It was a way better season than we were expecting, but it is time for the future, the youth, and that's where JJ McCarthy comes in. Of course, as a Packers fan, I don't like what I'm seeing, okay? I don't like what I'm seeing. JJ McCarthy, he looks kind of wise beyond his years. I'm going to be honest with you. I know we're jumping the gun a little bit here, but I think this 73 overall is going to be quite a bit higher by the midpoint season of the Madden cycle. Of course, looking at the rest of the team, we do have Jordan Addison, who, he has a suspension. We'll deal with that in a moment. Justin Jefferson, obviously, when healthy, which, he's almost always healthy, is maybe the best wide receiver in football, right? You get Jamar Chase, he's pretty damn good too, but I don't think there's really much of an argument between those two guys at the top, which you don't hate for them. TJ Hawkinson, a lot of injuries there. If he's healthy, he's obviously a very big weapon, physically and, statistically. Offensive line, again, more injury concerns. Darisaw, when healthy, this is a top 5 tackle duo in the league, and in the offseason, they vastly improved the interior. Will Fries, I know he was injured as well, but he is actually a really good underrated guard. Ryan Kelly, we already know about him being a very good center. And then Donovan Jackson, the first-round pick, another one of those picks that was kind of obvious to most fans, most NFL, teams, that's the route they were going to go, and that's exactly what they did. Fixed the offensive line up that was already very good, mind you, and made it even better. This offense does not worry me. Aaron Jones, when he's healthy, which, he'll be missing some time, but he'll play enough to get his 1,000. He's obviously still got a lot left in the tank, it seems, and got a little extension to go with it. CJ Ham also on IR, but he's a fullback. Doesn't really matter too much in sim. As far as the defensive side of the ball goes, this is where things get weird, because you have Grenard, who, that would great move. They lost Danielle Hunter to get him. Ironically enough, Danielle goes where Grenard was, and they were both great for their respective teams. So nobody lost in that case. I don't know what it is with the Vikings, and they're moving on from one player to gain another player that's just as good, if not better. But they love to do it, and more power to them. But the big question is, what do you do on the opposite side? Because Dallas Turner, super young, super developable, but we know Van Ginkel was arguably, one of the defensive player of the year type guys last year. So do I just move him around the field, put him, off ball, backup edge? I'm not really sure what I do, because in a rebuild we did in 25, we actually kept Van Ginkel around for a long time. How old is he? 30? He's on a 1-year deal as well, which kind of makes me think, once you get to that 30, it is a drop-off point, because the way he played, he should have gotten more years than he did. So I'm going to, for the first time in a Vikings rebuild, actually commit to Dallas Turner. Last time I did one, you guys were like, please actually develop Dallas Turner. So we're going to do that. Of course, safeties. Metellus is a very versatile safety that a lot of people don't know the name of, but sooner or later, you probably will. Got that contract extension, well-deserved. Just a Swiss Army knife, if you will. And then free safety, Harrison Smith, a guy that is obviously maybe nearing the final year of his career. Same with who I didn't even mention for some reason, even though it's probably even in the title. Adam Thielen returns, obviously. Looks really good. Way better in 2023, but, some injury stuff. He's 35. He's almost 2 years older than the next oldest wide receiver, and I guarantee he's playing better than them. I don't even know who that is, but definitely playing better than them. Off-ball linebackers, Ivan Pace returns from injury. The big question mark, the big thing with this team is that they're banking on a lot of guys that once upon a time, maybe even a year or two ago, were pretty damn good players, but they were plagued by injuries as recent as last season. Ivan Pace, same kind of situation. Obviously, missed him most of the season last year, and obviously the year before he was really good. Blake Cashman's been a very good linebacker for this team. And then, of course, D-line. We talk about those injuries. Jonathan Allen and Hargrave combined maybe played 200 snaps last year, if I'm not mistaken, which is, maybe a little bit more for Hargrave. trying to think. I think Hargrave, yeah, he played maybe 300 or 400. But long story short, these two together combined had less snaps than half of a normal season, which is obviously telling you there's some injuries there. Of course, cornerback, the Vikings have not had a good cornerback since really Xavier Rhodes, which even that only lasted for a few seasons. Then what, Antoine Winfield before that? Of course, Byron Murphy has definitely been the best of that cornerback situation in recent years. Definitely the corner one here. Problem is, who's your corner two? I don't really know if I like anyone else on this roster. Maybe Blackman, I suppose, to be that corner two. The NFC North and their corners, dude, outside of Jalen Johnson, it is a disaster. Like, tell me which team in the NFC North has a cornerback 1/2 besides Chicago that you're like, yeah, they're pretty good. Like, I'm waiting. DJ Reed of the Lions, he's only just got there. I'm just saying, this division sucks at corner. Speaking of rebuilds, though, let me know which team you want to see next. Oh my god, that was horrible. I think we're probably going to do Giants on, I don't know, maybe Sunday. But outside of that, let me know what team you want to see after that. We've taken care of one team away from the entire NFC North. We've been killing the rebuilds, though. We've been doing so many. I don't know, I just like doing rebuilds, dude. They're fun. But, yeah, let me know what team you'd like to see next. Maybe we just knock out the Lions so we can just... Wow, I actually feel like I was being targeted there. What was that about? Whoever's in control of this thing, please stop. Please stop. Let me live. But I also, in a way, want to wait for Detroit because, I mean, they have a really good team, and I think they're going to be good. But at the same time, losing the coordinators they did, I think the Lions team is not going to look very sharp early on. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll see. So if that is the case, we could have a kind of Cincinnati Bengals situation as of last year. And I can't believe we're actually about to fail this. Look at that reaction time, though. And of course, I don't get it. So obviously, with that, want to hold off just in case the Lions aren't maybe that great and we actually have a real rebuild situation with them rather than a, hey, I'm added one player in the draft and I just won 5 Super Bowls in a row. Rebuild over. Even though they really suck in sim for some reason. Just like me at these passing drills. You wonder why I don't do the bucket passing when I'm horrible. But also, while you're down there, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification, follow me, Twitter, JJ second channel, for plays for non-Madden content. That's it. Enough yap. Let's get into the actual rebuild. Oh, does anyone know why the juke moves are so crazy? Like, he's moving faster with the juke moves than just sprinting normally. And, okay, now I understand why Ivan Pace is always a free agent. Negative 37 mil. This is by far the brokest team we have rebuilt so far in Madden 26. How much is the long snapper, by the way? Is that the long snapper? 2 mil for an 81 overall. He's 38, so he's probably going to retire anyways. But Thielen's going to retire. Yeah. Ivan Pace, a free agent? I understand why. So I don't like our odds here. Last 2 games of the season were division matchups. We lost 1 to Detroit. We have Green Bay's 12-4 right now. Winning could result in a playoff spot, but losing, as you can see, guarantees a miss. The 7 seed Commanders were 9-8. The 6 seed Niners were 9-8. So we could have absolutely made the playoffs if we won that game. Unfortunately, we didn't. Now, I don't know, because the NFC, especially the NFC North, is pretty damn competitive, so I really can't tell. Like, any given year, Chicago could be 11 wins, the Vikings could be 4 wins, the Packers could be 4 wins, the Lions could be 14 wins, vice versa. It is by far the most polar. Well, I wouldn't say by far the most polarizing, but you look at their teams, and it could be the most random season ever. I don't know what the Vikings are going to look like because JJ McCarthy is such an unknown, and obviously you have a lot of those guys that were, injured last year, and maybe they get injured again, or maybe they just aren't as good. But Jonathan Allen, if he's back on his normal form a couple years back, that's an amazing upgrade. Javon Hargrave, he's a really good player when he's healthy, and you got a bunch of guys that if they're actually good, they're actually healthy, this team could be even better than last year. But what will we actually see? I don't know. Of course, looking at the receiving options, yeah, this pass attack ain't doing it for me. Looking at the pass rush, we have 10 for Allen, 9.5 for Van Ginkel, despite the fact that Turner was supposed to be the starter. I guess not. I guess Van Ginkel's the starter. He just forced his way as the starter, I suppose? Sure, I guess. Not sure how that's possible. I literally had him as the starter, even in the sub spot, but fantastic. Looking at MVP, obviously we're not going to win that. I don't think we're going to win anything, to be honest with you. Anything at all. And we get best DB. Okay, so of all the ones to get, that actually is right up there with one of the ones I would want the most. So fair enough, Byron Murphy, let him cook. And as you can see, the Commanders 20-16 over the Broncos. One hell of a weird Super Bowl. We have 3 million, so there is progress. There is potential to get back to positive. Looking at the offense, though, not a singular dev up in sight, but we do see Aaron Jones regressing, so there's that, if that interests you. JJ McCarthy is an 83 overall now. That's 130% XP sliders. Of course, as he gets older, that's going to be dropping harder and harder, but you see Harrison Smith does, who I almost called Harrison Ford, does sadly retire. Save some money. Maybe that's where the money came from. So we'll definitely need to do free safety. And then Javon Hargrave seemingly retires as well. Thankfully, Jonathan Allen's still here. But yeah, the team is negative. It is worse technically off than it was last year. This team actually loses some significant starters. This is probably the first time in a long time in a rebuild I've seen that happen. Most of the time, it's a bunch of mentors that you don't really care about their backups. But there's only like 4 or 5 starters there. 4-year, 26... Man, that is a lot of money, but it's worth it, I think. I think we're going to at least get rid of those 2 because I don't really care too much anyways. All right, we have cleared enough money to go to $13 million. Addison, that 5th year is probably not a bad idea, to be honest. But, yeah, Ivan Pace. I'll do up to 8 million, maybe a little bit over the 8.5 million per year. Thank you, because otherwise that would have been really bad. Release those players for nothing. And everyone else is a free agent, even though Wright was pretty good. Nah, everyone's a free agent. We got to save our money. Please tell me some money shows up for the rookies reserve. Please. No, we're that broke. Wow. Of course, looking at free agency. Not the only NFC North team that's broke. Aiden Hutchinson's a free agent. Moton, who should have a Panthers contract, is a free agent. Pacheco, that'd be a hell of a contract for us to take on. How much is he asking for? Damn, I might need to try to make a move here because Aaron Jones is good. But he is also dead. If I could get Isaiah Pacheco here and flip him for Aaron Jones pretty much, that would be a massive win. Like, huge. Like, we don't have to worry about running back for the rest of this rebuild. Huge, potentially. Oh, the Chiefs need a running back, huh? They're broke. Got to find a team that isn't super broke. And there we go. We get Mike Dana and a 4th-round pick off them. I do not want Dana at all. I just wanted to clear up their contract issues. I think a 4th-round pick for Aaron Jones, especially with the Chiefs having literally no one. Yeah, that is a pretty big contract, or not contract, but player for them to get. He is a dynamic player. I think he can go 4-year. Let's do a 4-year deal. 4-year 32. Please tell me he joins us, because otherwise we're going to have to go brand new running back. Yes, there you go. Isaiah Pacheco. What a move. Tell me that wasn't a move. That was a move, and you know it was a move. And I will not accept no for an answer. We are back in the draft. Biggest need is definitely, in my opinion, cornerback and safety. So we scouted a bunch of corners. Didn't really get to scout the safeties. There's not even that many of them, but this is what we're looking at cornerback-wise. Oh, Donatello Swinton. Oh, the zone coverage was a B. It was E to C and it ended up being a B. The other guy above him, Morton, he is an A zone coverage. A little bit slower, though. I mean, sitting at 12, we might actually take corner if, someone like, I suppose, like Clay is there or Avery Richards. Guys B across the board, very athletic. So probably the plan. Not going to trade up for anyone, though. There's too many corners in this class to trade up for one. But hopefully one of them that looks good does fall to us. Looks like they're pretty much all there now. They might actually all be there still. So we even have Dobbins, who I didn't really look at because I expected him to be gone. 6'4" is a tough player to pass on. Avery Richards, A-man coverage, B zone. We know he's good. But I do like the other guy. Where's my corners? Do like the other guy a little bit. Dobbins, 6'4". Catching a little worse. Awareness could be worse, or at least just as good. Don't know anything about hit power or block shed, but it is worse. Man in zone. I mean, Avery Richards looks better. But Dobbins is 6'4". How do you pass on 6'4"? I don't think you do. I think you got to take him. 6'4". Please be good. True Town 11. Okay, that's a great sign. Hidden Dev. There you go. Got to go for the height. Had some speed to go with it. That's a great pick. And I really don't want to take safety in the 2nd round because we're limited on picks. But, like, genuinely right now, we have no safety for free safety. So we'll see what happens. If there's even one there at 12. A lot of our guys were 1 to 2s. But it is the... Oh, Hyde went right there. It is the safety position, so usually they do fall. And we have one. Ben Vega. He's not that fast, but I might have no choice here. B hit power, B zone. I don't love him, though. And then my other guy, UDFA, he's 23. Oh, he's 22. I thought he was 23. Don't know much about him. I just know that he's just fast enough at a 4.47. I don't know. I don't know about that. We need DTs, but there's a lot of 3-4/day 3ers. Linebacker as well would be huge. This is tough. I think safety is just such a need for us. Oh, Swinton, though. Wait, Swinton could be our free safety. Donatello Swinton, free safety, 210 or 205. That's pretty big for a 5'10 corner. 21 true. Sadly normal, but I still feel way better about him than Vega. We'll see if I was right or not. DeMarcus Ford, A finesse. You know I love the A finessers. Ford just looks better to me. These guys are almost always normal, but you never know. 77 true. We do know. We do know. Ooh, O-line's a little worse off than I thought it would be. I guess I take Todd Sharper. Even though we don't need O-line now, we're going to at some point. It'd be nice that normal dev. But it'd be really nice to start picking up some of these linemen, start developing them in the background, but that is not going to be the case with him. Screw, we'll take this large nose tackle. Jimmy Schwan. Looks amazing, to be fair. Oh, and it's because he is. I don't know, to be fair, it is the nose tackle archetype. But he's hidden. Say what you will, okay? I like our DT position quite a bit now. I mean, I don't love it, but I like it. Then hopefully that O-lineman's there. I mean, I'm not really that pushed. Linemen are kind of seeming a little mid this class. Damn, I'm really mad that he's gone. I was just saying that to cope. And then I think this guy's going to be horrible, but day 3, round 7, speedy wide receiver, why not? That's not bad. 94 speed at 153, maybe 67, 68 overall if we're lucky. It's not terrible. And then we need, I mean, there's another nose tackle. Maybe we take him just for the hell of it, but we need a linebacker, so we're going to take whoever's better. Between Charleston and Hayes, which to me, I can't really tell, but I guess Charleston's slightly better. They're both decently fast. 165 true and normal dev. Okay. I can live with these moves. And then obviously the pure value of Dwayne Knowles is there. Maybe we didn't need that other DT. 24 true. Normal dev. The other guy was hidden, though, so might just take Hayes as well. We went hard on defense, which, to be fair, that was our biggest need, right? Hey, Hayes is hidden. Okay, we made the wrong call, but obviously because we had so many 7th-round picks, we grabbed him. If we didn't have that extra 7th-round pick, there's no way we would have had Hayes. So, yeah, we made the wrong call, but it worked out. We have a lot of poverty. Our debt is terrible. Debt, not depth. Debt is terrible. Dobbins, though, 77 overall, hidden dev. Definitely want to compare him to the other corner. Was his name Richards, I believe? Damian Dobbins. Double D, if you will. Double D's back in the freaking NFC North. 6'4", 77 overall. Dev? Only star, okay. I mean, I can live with it. I thought he was going to be normal, but high overall, so him being hidden is definitely great. Then we have Swinton, the 75 overall. Curious to see what he goes up to free safety, because, well, that's where he's playing. I mean, he looks like a free safety to me. Like, tell me that's not a free safety, because I think it is. And he does go up 1 overall, so that overpowered video we did is constantly coming in play lately, which I love. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at Ford, who has... oh, man. Definitely need to compare the corner that we got, compare the guy that we wanted, and then this guy to that right end. I'm not really sure like how good he is. So Sharper's not bad, to be fair. But we'll take a look at one more player. Actually, what overall was Hayes? Because he might sort of kind of start. We don't really even have a spot for him to start, but he'll be the next up, if you will. 78 block shed. So nose tackle is boosting the overall a little bit, but he has 78 block shed. He's got to be like a 75, 76 overall normally anyways. Dev of star. That guy I really thought would have been like superstar as soon as I seen hidden. Still, fair enough. And then Hayes, 67 overall. So obviously this guy would be your Sam linebacker. 67 overall, you know, little undersized, speedy. Obviously hidden, which is great. Take a look at what we're looking at ratings-wise. Star. Thought maybe we had a chance at like some crazy gem. Let's take a look at those two players and call it a pretty successful draft. The big question is, where the hell are we going to get the money to fuel the proper roster? And there goes Richards, a 78 overall. So if he is hidden, he's automatically better than our guy. In user aspect, definitely not. Our guy's faster and taller, but still. No, he's normal. All right. So we did actually make the right call. What about the DT? And here he is. Webster went to the Seahawks, 72 overall. Don't be hidden dev. I'll start swinging. Don't do it. Yay, there you go, normal dev. He is a better block shedder, but our guy is definitely better. We need more pass rushers, especially with the nose tackle that we got. Oh, yeah, also one last player, Vega, 87 speed, 74 overall, so pretty damn good overall, actually. Dev, they were hidden, so with 80 zone coverage, even though they're slow, hidden Dev, I mean, they are better than our guy, especially if they're higher than Star. Oh, yeah, definitely better. So we made the wrong call there, because not only did we take our guy way higher, but he is also 2 devs lower. But you can't win them all. I think we did a pretty good job overall. And hopefully we can find some money because, again, we're broke as hell. I will say, once, you lose Van Ginkel, who can we even get rid of just yet? We can't. Is there no way to get rid of Van Ginkel? Well, yeah, let's say we can't get rid of him. Some of these linemen will be gone, and then obviously he's going to go, and we'll be in a little bit better of a spot, I think. But problem is, with all these older guys, I don't want to lose any of them. Like, Oliver's the one guy of this list that I would be willing to let go. All right, so Justin Jefferson is going to save us a boatload of money here. Well, for the year, we can be able to get our finances in order when we, of course, let Van Ginkel go next season. I hope it does, because there has been glitches with that. It says we have 32 mil cap space, so we should be good for the season. Also, don't get too excited. I forgot about Ty Felton for a second, so it is not Duvernay at 3, but we at least get some depth with Duvernay. Felton will be the number 3, so we're chilling there. Don't worry about it, all right? Brand new running back, Isaiah Pacheco, 85 overall, 26 years old, hoping to have himself, then back to superstar glow up. We're going to definitely use him in the training camp. Hopefully get that going as well. Hawkinson is actually the guy I did the receiver training with, because I figured Addison's like literally just a baby. He's so young that Hawkinson, who's like a dinosaur, gets 2 upgrade points. That is massive. Whereas Addison, he'll get 2 upgrade points every 2 weeks. That's not true, but he definitely can develop a lot longer and quicker than Hawkinson. O-line, we didn't actually upgrade anyone, and the lineman we found was normal dev, so that's definitely a concern. We're going to have to go back to the well there. And then pass rush, hopefully Turner's the starter this year. Now, he didn't start fully last year, but on 500 snaps, only had 1 sack, so it is concerning. We'll see what happens there. Swinton, please dev up. And then, of course, Swan, kind of the nose tackle-y DT2, 3 type. So we're hoping Ford, Swan, those guys develop. Oh, no. $44 million. You've got Addison, Van Ginkel, O'Neal, which, I mean, to be fair, you could keep the 2 of that list you want to keep for sure long-term, but then you'd be down to like $1. And, we have the 5th-year option for McCarthy. We have a 5th-year option for Turner. 5th-year option for McCarthy. Probably makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to need some more of those linemen to come along and leave the team, okay? What do we have? So 24 mil. So we have definitely no chance of Van Ginkel, and we really shouldn't re-sign O'Neal. We'd be down to, like, pennies. So we need a new right tackle. Fantastic. Please tell me we're in the playoffs. Please. I had to make a playbook change because we were doing really well, and then we just choked against some very bad teams. Hopefully we get it. We do. We win the final 2 after losing a bunch in a row. Ironically enough, we went with the Green Bay Packers scheme. I just think that the Vikings are kind of built the way the Packers want to play, right? And you get some good route runners out there winning their schemes, and then you have a running back, that Green Bay used to have. Obviously, we don't have him anymore, but Pacheco is kind of similar to Aaron Jones-ish, right? I mean, Aaron Jones is probably the better receiver, but yeah, I mean, look at these losses. The Bears, Patriots, Packers, and I wasn't having it. We went to a different scheme. We won. Say what you will. I really shouldn't have done that, but I'm doing it anyways. I might go back to the Vikings scheme. I just need to win those games, man. And even then, we're going to stay with the Packers. I can't have Jefferson playing like this. I need him and Addison playing well. So yeah, we're going to stay with the Packers. The Packers scheme at least gives you good receiving numbers like we should have. Turner, 11 sacks, 13 for Grenard, 6.5 for Allen. DT is really not great, to be honest. Blake Cashman, who we're letting go to free agency, had 5 picks, so he'll go up in dev. Reichard's been amazing. Jake Bailey, all of our punters, every time they come to this team, are really good. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. McCarthy's on the list, though. Number 9. Not bad. Who's the Packer that sounds Jim Love? I thought it was someone else. Looking at the award wins, 3 for Defensive Rookie of the Year and no on offense. So 3 for defense, 7 and 9 for the rest of the defense. QB number 2, that's Pro Bowl. That might be dev up. Not bad. Running back number 9. Looking at wide receiver, Addison at number 5. O-line number 1. And that's legit. Donovan Jackson's a superstar. Looks like the Vikings hit. They did well. Grenard at 7. Linebacker at 6. DB, no. Kicker number 2. What a year. All right, fair enough. Pretty good year here. Taking on the Eagles on the road, though, so this could be ending soon. Here we are at Lincoln Financial Field. We actually need to be here because our financials are in disarray. We are not looking good. Our salary cap is a disaster. We haven't even paid freaking McCarthy yet. I don't know why we're slow simming this, but it's a disaster. All right, Philadelphia gets 7 to start. We get 7 back. Defense gets a stop. Their defense gets a stop. Their offense gets a touchdown. Our offense gets a nothing. They do get a touchdown with a missed extra point right before half, though. You can see here, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. Are they going to go for this? They will not. So we will be down by 4, but that's not bad. Considering how bad the offense has played, well, there you go. Jahad Campbell with a pick. Definitely need to get the stop here. Where our offense is playing right now, this touchdown would be detrimental times 10. Swan coming out here as if he's like a pass rusher. And we bumped him. And I thought it was Swan. It was Blake Cashman who's having a crazy year. Okay, we get the stop, which means it'll be a 7-point game in theory, and it will be. Come on, 3rd and 5. Got to get this. We got to get it. Felton's kind of the main man. Let's test out Pacheco's receiving ability. Felton, wide open. And no stiff arm, but to the 35-yard line. 3 picks! What do you mean? Nathan Peterman, how are you? He can't throw another, right? Like, surely he's thrown all he can throw, right? Oh, God, Jalen Carter, huh? That's not good. Whatever. There you go, Pacheco. See if this offense can finish this out. 3rd and 4. Oh, no. I mean, you got to kick a field goal now. 4-point game again. Philadelphia, 3rd and 9. Got to get this stop. 4th and 3. What the hell happened here? Oh, I don't know what happened either way. 3rd and 8 conversion. Huge. JJ, I suppose. 28-yard play. And then that will lead to a touchdown. Ty Felton with a touchdown. 3-point game. 4th and 3. They will be punting. All right. I mean, this team's moving. Touchdown. Come on. There you go. Up by 10 with 9 minutes left. 4th and 2. They don't get it. And wow, what a second half for the Minnesota Vikings. 37 to 27. I mean, that was all sim numbers. That's why I don't play on 15-minute quarters or anything close to that. We put up like 100 points a damn game. McCarthy was horrible. But then the second half came around, and this guy, let me tell you, this guy, he's a player. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks in the second half after throwing 1 touchdown, 3 picks in the first half. That is a man. All right, that is a guy that can handle the pressure after making some mistakes. It's one thing to handle the pressure. It's another thing to handle the pressure after succumbing to the pressure. Of course, there is, it's not what it sounds like. He was not doing what you think he was on the field. As we move on to the divisional round, we have kind of like a 4-rotation playbook situation going on. You know, if we're struggling, usually we'll do one of the 4. One of the big 4, if you will. Green Bay, Atlanta, KC. Is there 4? No, Cincy. Cincy's like the number 1. I think Packers are probably 3rd right now. So there's that. Also, I'm just flying in the sky there. Look at me. I'm floating in the sky in the distance. Whee! All right, Vikings, Packers. Any given Sunday, I would probably, as a Packers fan, say the Vikings have a slight nod over Green Bay. Not by much. It really is kind of a 50-50 situation, but any given Sunday, I probably would, expect the Vikings to have a bit better of a chance, whereas right now it is not looking like that. 7-14. No. Huge drive, no score, and we are getting absolutely pummeled right now, 28-7. I would love this in real life, but unfortunately, that is not really the Green Bay Packers anymore. They are a team that will barely win if they're going to win. Big if. Jefferson, that's a perfect throw. He held on to the 15-yard line. Obviously, this is 4-down territory every day of the week. The play, though, got to be better. Like, what is that call? Give me mesh. Give me something. Slants. Give me something underneath. I need it. Also, let's not do that with Bartholomew. There goes Addison. Nope, it's Jefferson, actually, not Addison. Whatever the coach told him, bro, what is this offense on? 3 yards away. Was it 3 yards away? It was very close, long story short. And somehow we're further back 3 plays later. Again, this is Green Bay. They don't have a pass rush anymore. Addison, get out there. Addison, what a risky play, and it works. Xavier McKinney is one of the best safeties in the league, but man coverage against Jordan Addison, that's a losing battle. Down 14, Green Bay loves the choke in the playoffs. Oh, they love to choke in general. It's their kink, I guess. Let's see if we can let them do it again. We're going to turn them purple. How about that? 36-yard line. Move them over. Give me Cashman. We're on this. No, we're not. Get Jacobs. Huge tackle. Where's Josh going? Overrated. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little excited. It's actually vastly underrated, technically. All right, looking at the drive following. 4th and 1. I mean, you got to convert. Trap play if they are lined up, which they're not, even though Kenny Clark still is a superstar for some reason. Got to watch out for that double team. Oh, my God. Did you see the push? Of course, barely going to get that. Damn. -7 speed for Pacheco. Got to keep that in mind when we come back in. There you go. There you go. Keep it going. Touchdown. 7-point game with 4 minutes left. 3rd and 12. I'm going to trust them. They get the stop. 3 minutes left. I mean, do you have to go for this? I think you do. I mean, there's nobody on Jefferson. I get... Oh, look at Jefferson. Stiff arms his ass to the ground, too. Give me Julio Jones vibes. But I get you can't really leave Jefferson, you know, with space behind you. But you gotta cover him better than that. That is crazy defense. Drop by Hawk. I thought... You know, without any speed, you catch that. Be a hell of a comeback. 21-point comeback in the 4th quarter. That is the one really nice thing about having the long quarter length, but I don't know. That is a force and a half. It is Jefferson. Could you imagine? Didn't really like any of the other routes. Hawkinson's been disappointing. Bartholomew, he's not that fast, but if they leave him. Come on. Thank you. Here goes Jefferson again, and they're just somehow leaving this guy wide open. Life of a Packers fan in real life, too. I mean, this is crazy work. You know what? We have them reeling. Let's just take this to overtime. As much as I like going for it, I think 21-point comeback, you just have to. You have to take this to OT. You just have to. I don't care. Like, oh, you got all the momentum in the world. Okay, well, just play another quarter. They clearly have lost all motivation. Is this us? Oh, no way. They literally force a fumble the first play in overtime. That's crazy. Nate Hobbs seemingly recovers a touchdown fumble. That is insane. For all of that, and we go down like that. Pacheco was garbage, by the way. Oh, my. Aaron Jones could never. Dallas Turner with 3 sacks. Or I guess not really could never, but would never. That is disappointing. Well, that sucks. Patriots, Niners. In the Super Bowl, a lot of Super Bowls between those two teams, so obviously not a Super Bowl that many people would probably be interested in watching, but at least it is sort of kind of new teams, at least the Patriots side. It's crazy to think, in this situation, Niners-Patriots, the Patriots being in the Super Bowl is a newer matchup. Is that not insane? As Danielle Hunter, of course, retires. Hopefully, Grenard does not join him. Jonathan Allen! Oh, that sucks. Jonathan Allen just retired on us. He's not even that old, dude. The retirements are crazy. Which it should be like that, because we see that all the time nowadays, but that is still tough. That is really tough. Donovan Jackson, 86 overall superstar. We love it. And then Addison with his superstar dev. Now Jefferson get back into being that number 1 again, as we really just needed this dev up, which we got it. 5-year, 113 as well, so very good deal for him long-term. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where we see Dallas Turner go to superstar. That's a big one. 83 overall superstar. He's still probably only like 24. Swan is our DT1. Swinton goes to star. He's 78 overall. Almost won Rookie of the Year, so it makes sense. But beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I love Dallas Turner going up here, because how many Maddens have I wasted this guy? You know? But regardless of the point, we do have a bit of money now that we lost Jonathan Allen. Super fun. Oh, that's tough. Really wasn't playing well for us, but still a high overall is going to be tough to replace. JJ McCarthy, there's no point. What's the point of giving him the 5th-year option if it's going to be as much, if not more, than him just re-signing? Same with Dallas Turner. I do worry, though. So as much as, you know, if we can do a 1 year on O'Neal, I'll do it. For sure. For sure. 1 year, 26. Yeah, figured he would go to free agency. Probably looking at a 30 mil tag. Oh, well, we'll tag him then. Because we can do a 1 year. Because, you know, it'll give us another chance. Okay, you got to re-sign him again. Well, you can keep the team going for one more season. Even though Cashman was great for us, he did regress really hard. So we're not going to go that route. And then interior lineman, actually pretty easy to draft. So I can't believe Bailey actually just left us like that. And if we're signing a new contract, it's going to be 1 year deals, because we need to save for JJ and Dallas Turner. Cornerback, you know, we could kind of use that, but not really. Elton Jenkins, Biotish, that's an interesting one. Elton Jenkins, a Packer, a former Packer coming to the Vikings? They would never. That makes no sense. That is just against everything they believe in. Van Ginkel, where's he going? Who knows? Elton Jenkins, hopefully he joins. Oh, he does not. He might be a Ram. He does not join us. What did he get? Got a 2-year, 30. Yeah, I mean, that's a better contract than we offered him. So probably for the best anyways. We have Elton Jenkins like almost every rebuild. Last year, this year. He's just a great player to sign up, you know? Of course, looking at the offensive line, you really don't need anyone. You can just move Sharper to center, but we'll definitely be looking for a center. I want a hidden dev at all times in the offensive line. Probably go for 2. Receivers fine, running backs fine, QB's fine, tight ends fine. Defensively, edge is an interesting position because Grenard's not getting any younger, and you know he's going to be expensive when he needs a contract again. But I think he did just go to X-Factor, which I completely ignored. Yeah, he did go to X-Factor, which is sweet. Edge is a concern, but not yet. We'll be fine, I think. Anyone else? Linebacker for sure. Even though you could probably just put King. I don't even know how King got to star, by the way. King there. If not, who was the other guy? Hayes, I think his name is. But yeah, the team, I mean, there's some lower overalls, but outside of really DT and a center, I mean, we have another playoff-worthy team, I think. All right, we're in the draft with pick number 26, which is, I mean, it's interesting. We have a top 5 center who is 23 years old, but, you know, we have the entire offensive lineman position scouted. That was our national scout. I got to get back to just scouting what I need rather than just what is strong in the class. Well, you know, we're getting enough with these 60% to get a good idea of who is good and whatnot. But if I really need O-line, I really need linebacker, I need to know the true talent fully for those specific positions. So that is, yeah, we got to do that. Of course, Lawrence, UDFA type. But as far as speed goes, one of the fastest guys in the draft. I guess DT or even safety with Metellus getting older. I don't need a DT that bad, though. So if they're not there at 26, they're not there at 26. If there's someone there at 26, maybe we take them. Of course, see left edge. That is the... Oh, it's not. It's a actual edge rusher. Damn, Grenard's not getting any younger, but if he stays around 2 more years, that guy might be wasted. Oh, wow, we don't have any DTs left. We're down to just Hurley, who I guess can play that position. He does look very good, though. Quentin Hurley, the 2-3, which could go at any moment. I have a really hard time passing on this guy, though. Too good of a trade package to pass on. We trade a first this, 7 2 years from now for a very high 2nd and 3rd round pick from the Cardinals. See what they do. It is the center. Was that the top 5er? Might have been. Let's go to pick 2 in the 2nd. We're hoping that, you know, one of those 2 quote-unquote edge players are there. Which, Inzerma's still there. What do I do with that? I scouted edge a little bit for that region. And then, of course, manually scouted Hurley. I think I need Hurley more. I mean, I don't need... Yeah, we do need one player. Let's go Hurley. We need Hurley, and maybe we'll trade up for Inzerma. 59 true, please. Not my favorite. Do have that extra 3rd round pick, though, so we can try to get up here with the Jets, grab that edge rusher, and I don't know. Hope for the best. And maybe it's an overtrade. I traded our 2nd, which is late, our 3rd, which is high, and here we are. I want Inzerma. That's the guy. Great finesse. Please. Please be hidden. Thank you. He's actually slower than I would have thought. I think an 82, 83, but fair enough. I can see, yeah, not the fastest, but A pursuit, C zone coverage. I'm willing to take a chance. I'm willing to take a shot. Probably low overall. 95, okay, that's not bad. Sadly normal, though. Oof. And I still feel like this is a little early to be taking these players, but this guy is a round 1. How do I pass on round 1? 40 reps. Not really the position we're looking for, but top 10 true, hidden dev, that is... our future right guard, I think. But yeah, I don't even know if I got through my thought or if I even mentioned it, but I wanted to mention that it is, they did pretty good with the draft this year a little bit with, you know, guys going way earlier than you would expect and different position groups not being able to just sit around and wait for, because in years past, you know, we would feel like we can just trade down forever and get what we want. But now, you know, we've been trading down way less than normal as we get Weston, who I definitely was concerned about, but we need a new center. That guy's technically our new center. The one thing I think they should do and change is the O-line. They definitely need to, you know, lower it down a little bit. We probably could just lower that ourselves, though, but I'm too greedy to do it. Like, I just can't push myself to doing that. So I don't want to. And then Chad Page, that's our new right tackle. Well, maybe not new, but upcoming right tackle, please. Thank you. Perfect draft, honestly. Sure, I wish that DT was hidden, but outside of him, and we even got a future-proofed edge rusher. Oh, how about that? And then here in the 7th, moving down, because I think I want to trade up for one of the safeties. They don't look great, but we need depth at that position desperately. I don't even know why they accepted that. I just threw this guy on the list. But we get a 7th-round pick from the Vikings for a random right guard. With this pick, I think we'll be taking Marcel Stanley. C-man coverage, a little bit of speed. I think 88, 89. 140 true. Please be hidden. He's not. Oh, wow. 87 speed. That Excel lied to us. That sucks. Either way, he's an okay player. 67, 68 overall, maybe backup. Don't hate it. We lost about 9 mil from the rookie reserve. That's not terrible. And some of these overalls are not bad, especially Crowley. Wilkins actually better than I would have expected, to be fair. And then Hurley, 74 overall, will be one of the DTs that we pretty much have to start, because otherwise we're starting 2 nose tackles, which probably not a good idea. Very good block shedding, good strength. I mean, he is a good player. Say what you will. He probably will jump to like a 78, 79 as well once we put him at DT, and then nose tackle zooms him up. In Zerma, though, this is a player now. This is definitely a guy that we can save our cap space. 86 finesse. We actually landed one of those guys. We've seen a lot of those 86 finessers. I don't really know if there's a rating or a dev trend. Superstar. That's a great player. I really want to do it. I can't do it, though. Dude, I really want to put it. He literally reminds me of so much of Jared Allen, dude. Oh, man, I can't do it to him. I can't do it to Jared. Put him at, do we even have 97? That's about as close of a comparison. It's not quite 90, well, 60, 96, but I like 97 as well. Crawley's a pretty high overall, so let's take a look at him. 77 overall. I expect him to be pretty damn good. He looks really good, and he apparently is. Again, though, the one thing that is kind of weird about these guys is that EA's actual rookie classes that they make, like real life, they make them really balanced, really good linemen. And then the CPU generator are all just all over the place. They're usually like 75 power, 63 finesse, 64 for the other finesse. It's pretty bad a lot of times. O-line's pretty good, though. Was there anyone we really wanted, though? I think we got who we wanted. I guess I'll look at Hartman, because he actually, that 4.38. My guess would be 89, 90 speed. 4.38 is never properly represented for the tight end position. Damn, he went all the way in the 3rd. Yeah, 90 speed. That definitely was a very solid-looking tight end. Is he normal? He is. Hidden dev. Broncos gonna try to get themselves another speedy tight end. Denver's like, well, it's not. He's not as tall as Noah Fant. Maybe this will still work out. All right, Season 3 team looks pretty good, right? The offensive line is, it's more future-proofed and cheaper, right? Like, we don't have to pay the center right guard for 4 seasons. Right tackle, if O'Neal's too expensive, we got Page sitting there. So, yeah, they're going to be lower overall, but we are working on it. All right, that's good. Wonder what Darisaw's situation is going to be like. It's going to need a lot of money. Wide receivers, obviously great. QB's great. Tight end's great. Running back, still pretty damn good. And then defensively, definitely not as good, right? We're hoping for a dev up for Hurley and or Ford. Corner's getting there. Safety, probably need a new replacement for Batella soon enough. Defense is definitely the weakness of this team, but the offense is also so good that you probably have a chance still to win it all, especially since I almost forgot. We still have more training camp to do. And that is insanely clutch. Isaiah Pacheco is now a superstar dev running back. Damn. Wait, we still have Will Fries? What the hell? Wait, I'm so confused. Why is he not on the team? Why wasn't he there? I am so confused. What the hell even is this? I'm whatever. I don't really care. We'll start him for another season. Another 2 seasons, apparently. I was like, wait, why? Where is he, actually? Because I remember Ryan Kelly going, but that's fine. Crawley doesn't need to start right now. He's already a really high overall. And then, yeah, DT is still my biggest positional need. All right, what are we looking at? Okay, that's a lot of money. Dallas Turner, not that cheap either. Grenard, this might be the time he goes. Oh, my. Yeah, the money we have is pennies compared to what we need. Then we have Donovan Jackson the following year. All right, let's obviously take care of the most important contract first. $57 million. We'll do 57.8 on 6, which gives us 80 to work with. Okay, we can spend about 60, which means we should be able to at least get Turner potentially Grenard. Maybe Murphy is the better option because corner is a problem for us. 6-year deal for Turner, and Zerma looks pretty good. So even though I really love the contract for Grenard, we probably need to do Byron. So we have 30 million, 31 million. We might be able to keep Grenard. We definitely need a new tight end. Hawkins is asking for way too much. 20 million per for a tight end. I can't do that. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You can probably even keep Grenard, like we said. And I hope I am saying his name right. I'm pretty sure it is that. It's not Greenard or anything like that. Or maybe it's Grenard. I think it is Grenard. I think that's how it's said. Maybe it is Grenard. Oh, well. I said it 3 different ways. One way is correct. Let's just keep it at that. All right, heads to the playoffs. We're guaranteed in, but if we lose, we might lose the division. So we would have the division automatically if we win. Let's see what happens. And we do win. All right, 11-6. We are taking on the Detroit Lions, though. We are a lower overall than them. Pacheco, give me that superstar, please. I don't ask for much. Lost 4 of the last whatever games, which definitely hurt us. What was the division looking like? Or conference, I should say. 15-2. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I mean, we could have tied them, sure, but realistically, that's, not super easy to do. But win 2 or 3 of those games, yeah, we should have probably. But yeah, passing numbers, this Packers scheme, it's a little more balanced for the receiving, but it's still kind of mid. So, I don't know. I don't want to move on to the Chiefs, but yeah, of course, defense. As much as everyone's been really upset about how many sacks you see, which they should tone them down. It is fun and nice to see that a 3-4 defense can finally put up numbers. Defensive tackles, the group, pretty bad. I mean, where are the tackles for a loss? Between the 3 DTs, we had 10 tackles for a loss. Each of our edge rushers had that. What are they even here for? Why do they even exist? Reichard's been one of the best kickers we have seen in Madden Sim history, which is pretty cool. Looking at the yearly awards, we have MVP for Josh Allen. Kind of the usual same ones. Calvin Austin, Offensive Player of the Year. That's a new one. Nick Scorton, Saints with their classic. Saints love their offensive and defensive same season Rookie of the Year award wins, and they've done it again. Where is Kamara and Lattimore when you need them? I guess we know where Kamara is. He's on our team. The Lions, they're 2 overalls higher, but we're at home. Let that be something. Please mean something. All right, going to the end of the game. Detroit gets nothing. We get 7 back. Sweet. Just don't miss any extra points. That's all I ask. 7-7, 14-7. Oh, that's a huge drive before half. We almost had one ourselves. 14 all into second half. It's a close game. I really did not see that coming. 3rd and 12. Is this them? We're coming in the game. Whoever it is, doesn't really matter. Us or them, we're coming in. Buzz Mabel. Aren't they fixing something to do with that, actually? I don't know. But, yeah, we also need some safetyage. Safeties are not great. The backups especially. The outside, we left them. Oh, my Lord. Please. Nice! Byron Murphy! What are you touching his head for? Which one? I mean, what? Who said that? Nicely moving down the field, 3rd and 1. Good conversion. Huge drive. 9 minutes left. 4th and 5. They will punt it. Take a look. Come on. 1st and 10. I think that's it. And, all right. So, we haven't made it to the championship or the Super Bowl, but we're having some okay success. Year 1 was disappointing. 8-9. Didn't get to the playoffs. But ever since then, even though we barely creeped in as well, we have at least won some games. And there you go. Especially against a division rival, Jared Goff really struggled. He's usually a very high percentage guy. If maybe the yards per play aren't the best, the completion percentage usually is. Not this one. This defense actually had a pretty good time. And the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, we could beat them. Will we? That's a completely different story, but we can obviously beat them. And here we go, end of the game. Left to right, seems to be us. It is 7-0. Philadelphia scores nothing. We score a touchdown. 14-0. It's still way too early. We're not going to get excited. Still not getting excited. Don't care. Don't care. For 21-14. And just like that, the game will be tied up. We already talked about it. Will not get excited, and for good reason. All right, got triple outs. Got a super short look there. I'm actually going to bring Addison inside. This is actually a blitz. Hope it is. Addison. It's behind him. What a catch! Insanely clutch. Start of the 4th. We will continue the drive. I know it's crazy to do that when it's all tied up, but you could see the way the game's going. 14 unanswered, was it? Yeah, no thank you. Okay. 0, literally negative 10 yards for 3 plays. And then if you put the other plays in, that is negative 10 yards for 5 plays. Please, AI. Felton. It's a good throw. How does he drop that? That is a tough break. Really good defense there by the Eagles. 3rd and 4. Got to get in there because right now they are staring down. We're going to go mid, even though mid has been, well, mid for me. we're staring down 21 unanswered. Quinton, of course, a bit of a corner. Should be able to handle that coverage. Barkley, that's a little bit tougher. And underneath. Force the fumble, and we recover. Metellus, Swiss Army knife, literally stabbed him, and he dropped the ball. No, not Kobe Durant. What a kick. Whoever kicked that, by the way, because obviously they would recover that. That would have been short, I believe, right? Come on, offense. Do something. All right, we got a penalty to do it, but it still counts. 8-point or 7-point lead now. 3rd and inches, they get the conversion. 3rd and 8 is a big play. Obviously, we're going to try to keep this as far away from the first down line as possible. If we can make it like a 4th and 8, 6 or something. And there goes Jalen Hurts. I mean, what am I supposed to do? There's nothing we could do there. We had to, even though it wasn't our coverage, we had to cover across the field. That would have been a massive play if not. Although they still find, a scramble lane, so it doesn't really matter. 3rd and 4, 4th and 1. Oh, wow. They are bringing an extra lineman in for the tush push, if you will. That'd be crazy if they actually tush pushed us. It'd be cool if the game actually allowed that for just single player. Not even for, like, us to use, but just even for just the AI to use. That'd be sick. So obviously you can't really do that online. It'd be, like, impossible to defend against. And there it goes. 5 minutes left. 3rd and 3. Got the conversion. Come on. They could walk off with the win here. 3rd and 10. This is bad. Winner is in the championship round. The Eagles. The Vikings. Close game. Might be overtime if not. Come on. Screen pass. They're on it. No, they're not. They're not on it at all. Pacheco is free. And now it's... Oh, we should have stayed in bounds. That's a huge mistake, actually. But to say, as I went out of bounds, I was like, now it's a game of wasting the clock as I go out of bounds. 3rd and 4. Oh, we didn't waste the clock enough. Oh, we did when you get a pick. Josh Metellus, the MVP. We're moving on to the championship round. Let's go. 31-28 over the Philadelphia Eagles. Championship round, here we come. Let's go. Minnesota. What's happening? 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Isaiah Pacheco was garbage, but did clutch up on the screen, obviously. Smith was amazing. Ty Felton. Addison, very good. Hawkinson with a touchdown. Sacks. Not much for us. We barely got involved. Josh Metellus, though, forced fumble, which was insanely clutch. And then a pick, which is physically the most clutch thing you do. Literally won the game on that pick. Championship round, I mean, who do you really play against? It's better than, the Rams, I guess. They're the number 1 seed, but they are only an 85 overall. Don't know who the QB is, but I highly doubt it's Stafford. Winners in the Super Bowl. The Vikings 0-4, mind you, in the Super Bowl. This is historic. An opportunity. 7-0, 7-7. Okay. I don't like the way our offense is playing right now. Oh, huge, though. Actually huge. Do have a lead, but for how long? And I don't know what the hell just happened, but it seems to be a takeaway and a score with Pacheco on offense. 1st and 8. The hell even is that? They failed the 2-point conversion, so a touchdown would lead us by 9. 3rd and 4 got to come in, I think. I know this isn't exactly like the more gameplay everyone's been wanting, but it's more than we usually would play. Obviously, Addison. Dude is so clutch on 3rd down. He's been like the most clutch guy we've had. Of course, JJ McCarthy. Outside of that, I don't even think that was this season either, but the that 3 interception game, he's been very good in the playoffs. 4th and 2, you got to go for this. Addison again. Gets it. Could score. Down to the 2, maybe the 3. The 2. All right. I mean, it's 4th and 2, dude. You got to go for that, I think. 5-point lead does nothing for me. 8-point lead, however, which we get. Yeah. Or 9-point lead. Massive. Come on, D. 3rd and 2. 4th and 10. I mean, I think you have to punt this. They do. It's a really short punt, too. 3rd and 9 coming in. Got to keep this drive going as much as possible. I do like this play action. I don't know why they would expect play action here. 3rd and 9. But we'll see it. Jefferson. What a throw. Stayed in bounds. Made sure we got that conversion. Big. Great throw by JJ. Great consistent route running from Jefferson. Expecting to be there, and he got there. And then a couple more plays later, Ty Felton scores a touchdown. And I think with that one and our gutsy 4th down conversions, we will win this game 36-26. The Minnesota Vikings are headed to the Super Bowl. We've actually been kind of killing it in rebuilds so far. I think we would have lost several rebuilds, aka no Super Bowls, by now. In previous Maddens. I don't know what it is. I'm not... Because honestly, yes, you have the offensive linemen that are... I guess the drafts are a bit higher now. But even then, the AIs get access to those players too. Most of our drafts, we might have more quantity, but they usually have more quality than we do. Maybe the O-line being deeper. You don't have to go O-line in the third round anymore, but you do have to go linebacker in like the second. This is by far our worst Madden when it comes to having a good linebacking unit. But maybe linebackers just don't matter as much because, like I said, with the Rams, they kind of won a Super Bowl with not a great linebacking unit. As far as the matchup, it is, bro, how does that happen? The Bills and Vikings, with their Super Bowl records, are taking each other on for one of them to go on and nullify that record and win a whole Super Bowl. Like, you really can't make this up, dude. 0-4 versus 0-4 in the Super Bowl. One of them is winning. One of them is the definitive choker of Super Bowls, while the other is no more. Beautiful. Beautiful. His arms are huge, by the way. Is he really built like that? That is insane. Looking at the defense, I don't see a dev up, unfortunately. Not even like one of these DTs. Why is Hurley not starting over Knowles? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell kind of musical chairs? I don't even know. Either way, let's do this thing. Let's win ourselves a Super Bowl, baby. Na 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 na. Here it is. We're in Miami. Hard Rock Cafe, Casino, Stadium, whatever. I don't know if half of those are even in Miami. One of them is a Vegas thing, right? But here it is. The Minnesota Vikings versus the Buffalo Bills. The 0-8 Bowl, if you will. As that is their combined record in the Super Bowl. As one of these teams is going to go on and win one. And have bragging rights probably for life. Even if, the other team goes on to win multiples, this is the team that won against the unwinnable. So let's take a look and see if we can be that team. As we will start with the ball, and that is a crazy good drive. Buffalo drives down. They get 3. They get a stop, though, and they do get a touchdown. So it is 10-7. Huge drive for us. 14-10, 14-17, 21-17. Huge at halftime lead. They do get the ball, though, and you can see like that. Touchdown after their stop. Buffalo driving down. 2nd and 5. 1st and goal, and they get a touchdown with ease. 2-point conversion is a 3-point game now. Big conversion for us. 3rd and 9 got to come in. Felton's wide open, right? I mean, tell me that's not the most overpowered ability in the game. I think that's what Donovan Jackson has. Which, if he does, what a guy. What a hero. Greatest draft pick of all time. Come on, Vikings. 3rd and 3. They do get it. Oh, they're going backwards. They get back in there, though. 10-point lead. 4th and 2. This is, I mean, not the game. They're going to punt it. Okay, about to say, this is not the game, but this could be the game. All right, Jordan Addison streaking down the field. Who the hell is Price? Do we just not have enough wide receivers? Or maybe he is playing wide receiver and that's just his number. Hawkinson. It's a good throw, but it's not good enough. Hawkinson has to catch that, though. You cannot be that damn slow and drop the ball. Actual potato. Like, swear to God, dude. How can you be that slow with good hands and not catch the ball? That's your only use. Oh, wow. 4th and 16, they convert that. That is maybe a sign of destiny. It's not good. 3rd and 10. It's 3 minutes left. They have lost a lot of clock. And Josh Allen's going to run. Josh Allen gets hit, but falls through it to the 3. Again, you just got to try to get that clock down as much as possible. Keep this team out of the end zone for a few more plays at the very least. Get on your man. Oh, that's not even the guy anyways. And then Keon Coleman, he can catch the damn thing. Or Shakir, actually, even worse. He's a small dude. I can't believe it. Hawkinson misses the catch, which would have been probably a field goal at the least. 3rd and 2, 1st down. And I think it doesn't matter. The Minnesota Vikings have broken the dry streak. 0-4, no more. They have won the Super Bowl. Buffalo remains winless. 0-5 now. And JJ McCarthy was the right guy. The right man for the job the entire time. Insane payday. Haven't seen Seattle even remotely close. And the risk of the unknown pays off. Of course, very hard to pass on, Sam Darnold, because it's like, yeah, maybe he's not good enough to elevate a team, but the roster around them probably is good enough to win, and you got pretty good with Sam Darnold, so to move on from him because you want more is not only kind of greedy, but really risky, and of course, if this were to happen, it would be an insane decision that paid off. See what happens in real life with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm debating on this being just a 3-year. I really am, because every single time we do more, so far this year, we have not gotten the Super Bowl a second time. But maybe we'll see. Maybe I will, and then if it's not good, maybe I just cut it. That could be the route as well. More time for nothing, but hey, at least we would know. And again, we'll show you guys, no funny business. I guess there's funny business because we changed the offensive scheme, but we probably didn't even need to because honestly, it was almost the same. It's just we get a little bit more rushing, a little bit more balance in the pass. But yeah, we'll move on. We'll move the F on. How about that? And of course, some retirements. Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, Tyreek Hill, Dak Prescott. Maybe not on the same team anymore, but Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey retiring at the same time is kind of cute. See if we had any retirements. We lose some mentor types for the most part. $44 million. Grenard was great again. As much as Inzerma's solid, if Grenard wants that 1-year deal, I'm going to give him that damn 1-year deal. Donovan Jackson, 5th-year option. That's probably what he's going to ask for. Do I do that? I'm going to do that. And then Grenard, 1 year we talked about. Hockenson will replace. We already have a replacement for the right tackle. We do have a replacement for Grenard as well, but he's, killing it for us. So keep him around for at least another season. And the rest, sadly, shall be moving on. That is a lie. Reichert is definitely sticking around. Hate paying this much for a kicker, but 3-year 15, boom. Probably looking at a 4-year for 22 in real life, but that's fine. 3-year, 4-year, same difference. It's the same per year almost. All right, $17 million. Obviously, we have no money for free agency, but I'm still curious to see. So obviously, O'Neal, Hockenson, Aubrey. Actually, a pretty tame free agency group if you take away our players. And with that, we shall go to the draft where we need to get a tight end. Also, didn't even mention it, but Weston, I guess, was a superstar depth. Save a little bit of money with Will Fries. Has he played badly at least? He hasn't. I guess you had to keep Will Fries for one more season, even though Crowley's almost the... I can't, dude. I got to see what I can get for Fries. Maybe a shake hole? Ooh, a Luakon. I know it's a 1 year, but... Danny Stutzman? Yeah, I might need to try to angle for a linebacker. Also, this could bring a tear to my eye. The Eagles? They've been keeping Nakobe Dean. He has a home. Of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Madden 25, he was almost always a free agent. You guys probably knew that, but in case you didn't, almost always a free agent. So it's nice to see him actually stick to the Eagles. Also dev'd up, which is pretty cool. I will say this is a really stupid move for us, but sure. Danny Stutzman and a 5th-round pick for Will Fries. I don't really need Will Fries. We save technically about $9 million since Fries is, once again, that dead hit will be flipped to 2 years or split to 2 years. All right, we are in the draft with, of course, pick 32. We just won a Super Bowl. Tight end is our biggest need, and we have 3 solid-looking tight ends, 2 that look a little bit better than the bunch. Ironically enough, though, Hatchett is probably the guy I would want the most if I was actually going to be usering this team. But obviously the other 2 guys, they do truly look like they're going to be, 78-plus overalls. And wow, never mind. Soto goes all the way to 15. Yeah, they want a lot for this pick. It's a lot. I think we're going to be moving along here. Hopefully, maybe he's there at 20 or something, and we can, I guess, Hatchett, the guy we talked about wanting the most. And he goes 29. All right, yeah, like I said, those guys, they go higher than we thought. I'm going to trade for a proven tight end. Screw it. This feels like a crazy overpay, but the Bears, who let Cole Kmet hit free agency, just signed Cole Kmet to a 3-year deal. They're not really using Colston, so I am making the trade. We're many years down the line now, so 2 years in the league, and he has 3 years in the league, I should say, and he has 400 yards total, 2 touchdowns. We have saved him from the Bears, mind you. We overpaid in the sense that they've wasted him, and the fact that he's even an 83 overall is shocking because of the way he's played. But we've underpaid considering it is a player they paid a lot more for technically in the draft. But again, they're wasting him. So what do you want from me? This next pick, I think, very likely safety if there's no linebacker, which there probably won't be. Mr. Burnham. Gabe Burnham. Really good man. Decent zone. Please be a hidden dev. Of course. Maybe I don't know, dude. I'm really trying to figure out how I missed that tight end. Unless he was like a late riser or something. I'm not even sure. We do have DTs, day 3, 2 to 3. Not amazing, but we're still just constantly trying to find a hidden dev DT. And we have... Wow, I'm surprised that guy didn't go higher, especially since we've been seeing the, day 3 go in the round, early thirds, and 2 to 3s going, into the first and all that stuff. Goodwell... Yeah, why not? I need tall linemen. 71 true. Hidden dev. All right. The easiest to draft hiddens in the history of mankind. There was like one Madden where it was hard to grab a lineman, especially ones with good dev. And ever since then, the days are gone of that being a thing. And then even though it's probably a reach, Colt Smith, who is a big body, I think it was power blocker, is going to be the next guy on our list. 68 true talent. Also hidden dev. 343. You got a little bit of strength with that. Yeah, I'm going to believe you're going to be a good player. That's just how it goes. And then we've got some okay looking wide receivers. We've got some pure line speed with Sheldon Lewis. Take a look at what he looks like. Okay, that guy sucks. Yeah, I guess wide receiver speed is not the only thing that matters. That is a wasted pick. 6'2", he's the tallest. He's the only guy that kind of stands out. 87 true talent. Is there hidden dev long snappers? I don't know. Maybe we need to do a following the career of a long snapper video. Draft recap. 74, 72, 72, 72, 65. Oof. Pretty bad stuff, actually. Guess we'll look at the free safety. Damn, this class sucked. Obviously, you had to throw in 82, or actually technically 83 overall Colston Loveland, which when you do that, things look a little bit better. But that's, yeah, I mean, pretty mediocre class. Obviously, I want to just go straight to the tight ends, which Soto was an 81 overall. That was the guy I wanted the most. He just looked better. 6'5" as well. Please all be normal. Of course they're not. Hindev 81 overall. Route running's pretty good. Catching's obviously pretty good. I mean, I've seen better tight ends, but yeah, 81 overall rookie. Pretty good. Pretty good. Dev, superstar. Okay. Not X Factor at least, so there's something. Sort of. Then we, of course, have White, the 79 overall. I'm really hoping Hatchet is just horrible. Normal dev, the worst. White, also hidden dev. You know, similar. Nothing really spectacular. Like, these tight ends aren't even the best tight ends we've seen this year. Or not this year, but this rebuild itself. Star dev, okay, not really that spectacular. I would not arguably rather have Colson Loveland, but I don't mind that I have Loveland, I would say. And then at 29, we have an 88 speed Hatchet, 75 overall. Could be normal dev. Definitely want to see the other tight end. I genuinely don't know how I didn't see him. Hidden development trade. Maybe he shot up the board. Like, I just didn't see them. I don't know. Hatchet. Star dev as well. Let's take a look at the other tight end. I mean, because he looks like he's in the 70 overall range. Was this him? The guy was 6'6". I can't remember. I don't even remember the guy. And I just looked at him. That's how unforgettable this guy is. Yeah, I mean, the Bears literally just drafted their Colston Loveland replacement with a Colston Loveland 2 rounds later. They're masterclassing. We just got masterclassed by the Bears. That is crazy. They now have a 4 more year Colston Loveland. And here is the team for season number 4. Obviously coming off of a Super Bowl win. We got some pretty good backup running backs we just added as well. I mean, everything looks pretty good on offense. I don't know why Page isn't the starter here at right tackle, but he is now. Everyone's at least a star dev, and, center to the left tackle spot is all superstar dev. Defensively, we have Grenard for 1 more year, and if we don't want to use him next season, we got Inzerma. 81 overall already, hasn't even played yet. Cornerbacks, definitely need these guys to develop. I don't know why Dobbins is still 83, but sure, keep on developing, I guess. And then this Mike linebackers, we have so many, is covering up Calhoun, the hidden dev DT that maybe should go up to 2. Either way, let's do our training camps and see if we can go back-to-back. All right, more re-signings. Justin Jefferson. How much is this? 34 per? 40 per! Oh, my Lord. What the hell is this? I'm going to do a 3-year then. Really? I mean, you're getting 40 million per as a non-QB. What do you want from me? Grenard, if he's still around, maybe. Murphy, maybe. Felton, I don't think so. We got to save money. Like, we are really up against it. Got another corner to go up in the future. Maybe we're fine, actually. O-line seems to be kind of chilling. Mattel is definitely gone. He's like going to be 31 years old. Stutzman, we just traded for. King, obviously, we pay. That is a super steal. Stutzman's probably gone. Jefferson, Grenard, and King. I think those are the 3. And we have a pretty damn good chance at repeating because, well, we're in the playoffs again. For sure. Obviously. Guaranteed. But we also happen to have the first round bye week. Of course, we would not have added if the Rams were still that 15-win team they once were, but they are 8-9 right now. Number 2 seed is all the way down at 12-5. Not that that's really all the way down, but it is all the way down compared to us, I'll tell you that much. Really good season for us. Really good finish on the year as well. Let's take a look at the stats and awards. 47 touchdowns, 7 picks, 4,300 yards. So full season ahead, really. I mean, just what a year. Everyone but Loveland was really good. That Packers scheme is not going to let you do well with your damn tight end. Then, of course, you have Weston with 9 sacks allowed. Oh, my, what? 30 sacks for Grenard. I don't think anyone else beat that. That is insane. Our DTs are garbage. Turner's good. But Grenard with 30 sacks. I'm going to have to say, I've seen a lot of like high sack numbers, but 30 might be the highest I've seen so far in any of these rebuilds. JJ McCarthy becomes MVP. Wait. 30 sacks wasn't even Defensive Player of the Year? Now I got to see what Hutchinson did. I have got to see. You can see a lot of our guys are on the top tier of the list. I guess 30 sacks is nothing. It means nothing. What did Hutch do? He must have had like 32. Take a look. 32. Oh my. So we had 3 players in the one season break what would have been Michael Strahan's record. 3 players in one season. Yeah, that's a bit high. That's a little insane. Most sacks in a season actually was Hutch. So yeah, 3 guys broke the record literally in the same season. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Either way, you know, it sucks to lose the award, but who cares? This is what matters. Us being in the playoffs, in the divisional round without even having to play a game technically. And now we're taking on the New York Giants, who I think will be Sunday's rebuild, like we said. So, boom. Ties right down in. I almost sounded like I said was speaking a different language there. I also think no matter what happens here, we're going to just do like the classic, just make a crazy trade at the end. I don't think you guys need to see a draft that is likely not going to include a player that improves our team. But maybe, we'll see, because we actually are like pretty thin. So as long as we can feel the roster top to bottom with at least 80 plus overall players, we will just make a crazy trade. But we actually might need to physically draft because we definitely need a strong safety. Huge there. Damn, only at okay, we got to get in here because you could see that the game is trying to prop up a safety to lose this game. You can see just the way EA rolls. And they get a little bit of a push. I actually just got safetied on our own. Wow. I mean, it's not physically over, but it's pretty much over. How do you let the ball bounce at the 2, though? Okay, yeah. We lose to the Giants. And then we throw a pick at the end for good measure. Wow. That is very lackluster. We lose the very first game on some bull crap, mind you. Pacheco, very good regular season runner, garbage playoff runner. That definitely sucks. Bills and Lions. Bills win. No Giants to be found, so they took our playoff spot and did nothing with it. Let's take a look at our roster. McCarthy goes to superstar. That's it on offense, but it's a nice dev up. And then defensively, don't think we had a dev up here at all, unfortunately. Was Grenard still there? I didn't even see. I think he was. He is, okay. Definitely going to want to re-sign him. He just had 30 sacks, obviously. You just never know when these guys are going to retire. That's why I don't re-sign them right away if there's a chance. I think they give you the money back anyways, but still. Grenard, 32 years old. Can't lose him, and it's going to cost a lot of money if we have to tag him. So, yeah, bump it a little bit higher. 18 million is a lot cheaper than what would have been probably 30, 35. And since it's the final season, I guess you keep Ty Felton. We could spend some money in free agency too, but let's just, one step at a time. Byron Murphy, good enough, in my opinion, for one final season. Sticks around. And then Metellus is the only guy we got to replace, I think, which maybe that's the position we trade for, strong safety. We've been kind of doing that, actually, a little bit lately. The safety position, I don't know why. It's just a position we have to trade for. Goff's still looking pretty good at 34 years old, by the way. Kind of insane. No safeties in free agency, so yeah, that's where we're spending our draft picks. We are trading for a safety, skipping the draft process. Let's make sure, again, we do have a full roster. But skipping the draft process, no one needs that. We don't need to extend the video by 15 plus minutes for nothing. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Let's just have a handshake here. Let's not waste anyone's time. We do have Burnham anyways, but yeah, I want a proven safety. So DT or safety, whatever we can get, that will be the final play. Didn't build the best roster ever, but we built a good enough one. We did enough. Obviously, we won a Super Bowl, so we definitely did enough. We get Nick Emanwari for a first and third round pick, I believe that was. And we're going to maybe try to get that DT after all. I doubt it, but maybe. All right, we trade Hurley for a second, a fourth, a fifth, and a third next year for TJ Sanders and a fifth next year. I mean, kind of our best option at defensive tackle. That is our draft class gone, but two pretty big improvements, strong safety and defensive tackle. How good actually is Sanders? I just looked at him based on overall. So he is really high block shed. Sure, that is being boosted a little bit by the fact that, you know, he's got that nose tackle archetype, but it is a really good block shedding player, right? 91 block shed. Maybe not exactly the player we need, but as far as like the highest we could go, that was pretty much the highest we could go. By the way, we kept one 6th-round pick, and the AI drafted a really fast running back with hidden dev. AI, I'm telling you, they're better than us. They're better at drafting than we are. And here we are for the final season. You know, the line actually looks decent. The tight end position's better than I thought it was going to be after we lost Hawk. And then wide receivers are great. Quarterback, running back, obviously amazing. Defense, it's still not what we were hoping for. I would have hoped that the D-line, the interior, would have been a little bit better by now, but they're all right. Corners definitely didn't develop how I'd hoped, but Murphy getting that superstar dev kept him around as long as possible. Team looks decent enough. 91 overall. Let's win us a damn Super Bowl 2. All right, not that we need to worry about it because this is the final year, but just in case, you know, we were doing a situation where we were going to play even up further, see how we would have fared. $133 million. Donovan Jackson needs a lot of money, but he's worth it, I'd say. Darasaw, $33 million per year. That's crazy work. Pacheco, amazing money, but we probably could take that. Loveland, obviously Dobbins. Swan, I think you would actually let go. Swinton, definitely keep. Grenard, we keep thinking we're going to let him go, but we don't. Hayes, I think he can replace. Pace, you try to get a 2-year on. I think he can handle these contracts. We'll try to get these deals done and see what we're left with. So we end up getting Donovan Jackson, $25 million per year for 4 years. Crazy number. Have Darasaw on a 1-year 37 right now. I'm hoping he just takes it because I would not want to do a 3-year. I think that would cripple the team. So you probably tag Darasaw, you let Swan go, maybe you keep Grenard, and then you pretty much lose everyone else. But I think that's fine. I think you deal with all those. And headed to the playoffs. Not as good of a season as last year, but I don't see how we wouldn't make the playoffs unless 11 wins plus isn't good enough. And yeah, 12-5, we win the division. We were the number 2 seed. Oh, we actually did have a chance at the bye week again. Rams win their division at 9-8, by the way. Let's take a look at our stats and awards. Jefferson got paid a ton of money, and now he's back to being the number 1. McCarthy could be, who I hopefully didn't have not called McCaffrey too many times, could be MVP again. Pacheco, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Jefferson was amazing. Addison, not so great. Felton, not so great. Well, I mean, Addison, that's not bad, but Loveland, obviously, it's okay. His tackles, though, 34 sacks allowed between the two of them. And then Grenard goes from 30 sacks down to 13.5. I don't know what the hell's going on around here anymore. Reichert has been the only guy that I can truly say has been consistently great throughout. MVP, no. Number 4, actually. Number 1 for Offensive Player of the Year with Jefferson. Wait, was that the Cardinals with Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year? I've been seeing that a lot lately. These teams with their draft classes. Insane was that Jefferson with best wide receiver. That's pretty much all we want is wide receiver, best wide receiver with Jefferson. Let's go into this one and see if we can go win 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. Going to the end of the game. Looks like an Adidas on the field. Look at all these little lines, little dots. Falcons so far kind of cooking us up. 14-7. Minnesota had a chance to tie this thing up. Did not. Second half, 14-10, 14-17. Might slow sim this thing a little bit. 17 all, 4th and 8. How is our team not, like, cooking these guys? And we're the ones getting cooked. Bro, how are we, like, the best team in the league or close to it, and yet we're the ones getting beat? They're 9-8. They barely even are in the playoffs at all. Come on, guys. Let's get real here. To have ourselves a drive, I just came out here to make sure they actually were punting the damn thing. Under 3 minutes to play, we've put up 17 whole points. We're getting beat by the Falcons. Come on, oh. Wasting a lot of clock. A lot of clock. By the way, 3 timeouts. Don't forget. Can't call a timeout. There we go. 13 seconds left. Glad we are keep... Another Madden where just... I don't know. How can you not code a very basic mechanic of the game? Timeouts. That linebacker missed. We get closer, down to the 9 with 8 seconds left. I don't want to just force something in the middle so we waste that timeout, but at the same time, it feels like a waste to not use it. Come on, Loveland. Again, Addison, who will get in the end zone. And I have obviously learned our lesson. Last time we actually had the momentum and just couldn't win in the playoffs. He sold instantly. This time we don't have the momentum. We're relying on this offense to win the game here on the 2-point conversion. Jefferson. Who are you going to go to other than Jefferson? Easy clap. That should send us to the divisional round. Good blocking. Great route running. Jefferson in, like, the slot underneath. Like, that's basically unguardable. That is so cheese. It is basically free. I can see why Cooper Kupp had the season he did. 6 picks between the two of these bots. Interesting. Then speaking of bot, Pacheco again in the playoffs, just completely useless. Where's Aaron Jones when you need him? Into the divisional, going against the Commanders. Didn't Jaden Daniels just win MVP? That could be bad. And here we go, end of the game. Commanders start off with 7. We get a huge rushing touchdown. Pacheco might actually finish with a decent game for once. Field goal back, 10-all, and this second half, it'll be tied up. We get a 3-point lead. Really not moving the ball well. 17-13 in the fourth quarter. Now 3rd and 7. Got the conversion. 3rd and 2. I don't know how on 2nd and 2 you make it all the way to a 4th and 6. It's offense, man. Got the blitz. I mean, this is not free, but they got to cover Felton or Pacheco. I don't think they can do both. Pacheco. Juke move. I believed in Pacheco every day of the week. I just need enough to be a yard or two short. He can do the rest. Good job, Pacheco. Which, you know, in sim I don't trust, but in, you know, using him, speed and juke move, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. And 3rd and goal. We do get the touchdown finally. 8 minutes left. Commanders are driving down. They throw a pick, though. So much for the MVP. 3rd and 7. Obviously, trying to keep this drive alive is the best way to try and win. This is a decent play. Is that Jeff? It is Jefferson. No sign of a blitz. Could see Addison go to the end zone. And we're going to trust Jefferson, but we didn't have enough time. Did take a long time to throw that, to be fair. Can we... Reichard's not that good of a leg. He's got accuracy, not really kick power. We kind of choked. We had an opportunity there. What's the sitch? 4th and 8. Get the stop. Not win the game, but pretty much win the game. Clock is running. Do we have our matchups? Who is this? Hayes going against... I don't even know who the hell that is. Deep over the middle. We have that. Jaden Daniels does not have the chance to run, and Calhoun might have just called game. I mean, realistically he did, but we'll see, because this team love to give opportunities, and that will win it. Back to the championship round. Hey, maybe it is worth playing that extra 2 years. Have a chance at one here. Look at the numbers. They threw a pick. Not a great game for McCarthy, though, and Pacheco carried the day. Finally. Interceptions. Kai Hayes with a pick. And that'll be it for this one. Moving on to the championship round. And the Giants. We just talked about our likely Sunday rebuild here up against us in the championship for the final season. Man, some of the narratives in this one between the Bills and Vikings 0-4, 0-4 to this, kind of crazy. All right, let's see it. Do the Giants have it in them? They do have a really good defense. 7-3, pretty good start. 14-3, really good start. Defense holds them to another 3, and we get another touchdown. I like this trend. They do kill the trend, though, unfortunately, as they... Wow! 80-yard touchdown with 20 seconds left. I'm sure of it. I am so sure of it, dude. I believe in it. This is ridiculous. I don't know what the hell this is. This is a narrative against us. Speaking of narratives. 4th and 4. Come on, offense. Bro, this team is just so bad. Like, we come out on the field and we convert like 90% of the plays, and they just can't even gain a few yards. I mean, if that's a blitz, how the hell are they going to cover a short out? Like, this is crazy. I guess they are. And he overthrows him. Wow. Easy sliders. We might have just lost the game on a layup. Yeah, down by 14 now. See if the team can make the comeback. There you go. Big touchdown. 8 minutes left. 3rd and 11. Got to come out here and win this. Last time we ran mid-blitz, they caught the ball. And Malik Neighbors proceeded to run down the field for a touchdown. So we'll see what happens. Motion can try to blow this up with Swinton. And we get him. Nice. Donatello Swinton. There you go. Just like that, we have a chance at a little comeback. And hell, if we get a touchdown here, might have a chance with time to drive down for the game winner. 3rd and 6. Got to get out here. That is also just not true. They are wasting so much time moving the ball. 2-minute warning. Got levels. Looking like a blitz. So, again, I don't know how you cover the inside here. They don't have time for this. Or outside. Pacheco will be short by a yard. That's fine. Let's hurry up to the line. They're not really ready for a run, I don't think. You got the blitzing linebacker. I'm going to run right into this, aren't I? Let's not do that. And they cancel. Pacheco again. Gets the first down. Call timeout. See if I can get this drive done. Again, if we have to, we are going to go for 2. Sacked on the very first play. Another loss. And then we get a free penalty, or is it a turnover? They just wasted like 40 seconds to go backwards. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this team. That's a panic. Addison save me. It's 5 players and nobody picks it. I saw Jefferson get open, and I didn't know if I really liked the look. I was like, he's open, but it's not a clean look. There goes Addison. Great find, out of bounds to the 28. Well, you know, you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, sadly. Good help is hard to find these days. There is really nobody playing short at all. Double curl out there just to take him out of the play. And that guy's covering both. Tracy got that ball way far out for some reason. Ty Felton is definitely an option. Jefferson one-on-one. Dumps it out to him. Get out of bounds! Okay, good play. We get 2 yards on it, but at least he got out. All right, Jefferson is obviously a pretty primary route for us. Loveland. It's a great throw. Loveland, what a catch! And obviously we're going for 2. We said it already. That athleticism for Loveland. Let's just call it how it is. We are not getting a touchdown there if that is TJ Hawkinson. Last time this worked. See if we can do it again. No one's blitzing, so don't think the running back's wide. Jefferson again. There's just nobody on him. That is so free. We're headed to the Super Bowl. You want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Not that it was easy, but we did get it done. 36-35. We're moving on to another Super Bowl. 2 out of 3 years. Have a chance at our first dynasty of 26, I believe. 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. Not bad. And then we have Robinson. Okay. Sacks, 3 for Burns, 2 for Carter. Yeah, they outplayed us in the sack department for sure. 1 pick for Stanley, though, the backup safety. Clean kicking. We are 1 away. And somehow it's the Cleveland Browns here for us in this Super Bowl. Well, hey. Whatever you got to do, you got to do. Let's take a look at who they had to beat to get here. They were 13-4. No, they didn't have a bye week. They won by 3. They won by 4. Then they won by 3. So some pretty low-scoring games in there in general. Take a look at our dev-ups. If we had any, McCarthy probably an X factor now, which he is. No one else went up in dev, sadly. Defensively, Swinton goes a superstar. That's pretty cool, but that's about it. Sadly, these DTs and linebackers, they just really have not moved. Either way, the Browns, who are 91 overall, we're taking them on with our 93 overall team. Who the hell is the quarterback for the freaking Browns? Dell? I didn't even know their computers were still in stock. I didn't even know they existed still. As I believe we are in US Bank Stadium. That's, of course, where we are. Can't lose this one, right? You can't lose in your own home. You could. I lose in my own home all the time. My damn ex-wife took it all. Not really. The fact that I could have an ex-wife, oh man, I feel old. But yeah, at home, as the road team, by the way, it's kind of insane work. What was the Buccaneers when they were at home? Did they actually wear home uniforms? I can't remember. I truly can't. I think they wore home uniforms. You might as well, right? Like, you almost make it look sus by not. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want them to have the home uniforms at home. Interesting. Like, just do the thing. Like, if they're at home, let them be at home. You know, like, why would we be wearing aways when we're actually at, playing in our stadium? Again, Jefferson on that drag may be unguardable. If you need any bitty little yards and Jefferson is in the slot, just run a drag. He cannot be covered. It is physically impossible. Wow, look at that drive. Up by 4, the Browns, 4th and 4, looking like they're punting. 3rd and 4, come on, offense. Nice. I mean, you play this drive out with a touchdown, you win the game. 3rd and 10. Obviously, you want more clock off the board anyways, but in general, I mean, you kind of have to try and just score this touchdown. Jefferson on the zig. Felton might actually have a time. He does. Wow. They just let it go. Huge play. Continuing the drive. Touchdown wins the Super Bowl. Touchdown wins it all, and there it is. 3 minutes left. The Browns won't have time. They don't even get the touchdown, and the Minnesota Vikings have made this all worth it. 2 Super Bowls out of 3 years. It was worth in the end to play on those 2 extra years. We almost didn't because you're like, well, you know what? 3 years, it's not bad. It's the Vikings. You know, maybe you don't expect much of an actual rebuild here, even though we really struggle with that defense at times. But with that being said, we actually made pretty much all the right decisions, right? We started Dallas Turner, and that worked out really well, and we kept Grenard the whole time, and, you know, Byron Murphy, and I think we made all the right calls. I really do. It sucks that Metellus doesn't get another Super Bowl with us, but E-Man Worry gets one, and Sanders gets one, so a couple of new names in there. We've already seen the damn trophy celebration. It's not going to change. It's not going to change just because it's a different year. Let's take a look at those stats. JJ McCarthy was great. Pacheco with a touchdown, 43 yards. What about these sacks? Interesting. 1 pick. No picks, actually. Of course, show you the funny businesses of none. Don't know what that means, but sure, I said it. And we'll take a look at some of the players. Obviously, some pretty impressive developments. Specifically, guys like JJ McCarthy. And then obviously the big one, Donovan Jackson. Hello, are you kidding me? Dude's in the 90s. He's in a superstar. I think he starts as a 23-year-old low overall. Maybe he is 22. I don't know. Either way, more of a tackle than a guard, but he looks great. 91 overall, $25 million per year, so he's obviously definitely got some money, right? Pacheco, great move. Moving on from Aaron Jones, getting Isaiah Pacheco, don't have to worry about running back ever again. We kind of cheesed it for the last few Maddens. Like, we have really avoided drafting and developing a running back like 95% of the time because it's too challenging at times. Maybe not 95, but like 90% of the time we find a proven, running back and we just roll with it. So nice to be able to do that yet again with a different name. Pacheco is a really rare player for us to go for. Play action for McCarthy's pretty bad, but everything else is actually really good. But yeah, Pacheco is one of the rare ones, right? We'll get like a Breece Hall or a Gibbs or something like that quite often, but Pacheco, not super often. Not super often. Let's take a look at Jordan Addison while we're here. Ty Felton, I guess, we'll also take a look at since we did actually keep him. Looking really good. Short route is pretty bad for Addison, which is coincidental, but sure, why not? Let's take a look at Felton. 85 overall for a guy that didn't even play his rookie year and still went up quite a bit. Could have been in the 90s probably by now if we would have started him rookie year. But it's all right. We ended up winning 2 Super Bowls. We did something right. And then even though we probably don't care, I do care. Colston Loveland, 86 overall. Can't remember what he ended up being in our Bears rebuild. Also, I mean, if you're watching the video at this point, unbelievable. Appreciate your support a ton. But some of you guys don't realize we've done quite a bit of rebuilds already. So, you can suggest teams, but also, maybe check if we've even done them. We might have already done the team that you are requesting. I got one recently that was like, do the Bears next. That happens to be the very first rebuild we did for Madden 26. So check it out. The playlist has, already like 10 rebuilds now, I think. We have zoomed. We've done like a little over the third of the NFL teams in the first month. Of course, there's obviously going to be different variations when trades happen, injuries maybe. A player that we thought was good is not, or a player we did not think was good is, the vice versa type of stuff, and, real life draft classes and challenge rebuilds and all that. So it doesn't really matter how quick you get to them because sooner or later, you're going to have to go back over them. Dallas Turner. Look at him. That is a really talented. Look at the speed, dude. He is like everything the Panthers wish Jadeveon Clowney was. And I'm not even sure why I said the Panthers when I meant the Texans. I suppose the Panthers wouldn't mind that either, but yeah, obviously it was the Texans that they got bamboozled. Even though, that's a good question. Is Jadeveon Clowney a bust? He's played this long. He's played pretty well for the most part. Not to the level they thought, but for them, I would say yes, a bust. As an NFL player, I don't know. What's his career stacks? Let's see. 58 sacks in a career. I know it's a pass-heavier league now, and there were some injuries. It's not the worst. Like I said, I think he is a bust for them. But as an NFL player, I'd think not, right? Am I crazy? I'd think not. Was there anyone else in real life that... No, not really. Not really any real players you would like to see if they developed or not. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Weird outro there, but yeah, if you guys ended up enjoying this one, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, JJ McCarthy, second channel, Player Plays for non-Madden content. And that is pretty much going to be it. Let me know what team you want to see rebuilt next. I think it's going to be the Giants, but probably going to start, hammering out some of these challenge rebuilds, because I do want to give a little break for the real-life teams. Like I said, we've done like a third of the NFL teams, maybe even slightly more already. So we got to chill. Anyways, probably seen a video earlier today. Probably seen some yesterday. Probably be another video tomorrow. Be on the lookout for all that. And hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, and also let me know what you think the NFC North is going to look like. Like, do you think Lions, Vikings, Bears, Packers, Lions, Packers, Bears, Lions, Packers, Bears, Lions, Vikings, whatever. Let me know in the comment section below. And see